Parker's just leaving. She's having a moody day because she's having a growth spurt, and that comes with puppy mood swings. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome to my channel. This week we are going to dive into our August book of the month, which is In 5 Years by Rebecca Serrell. This book is based in New York, and if you saw my last vlog, you saw that I said that if a book is based in New York, it is going to be a good book, and that is right again. This book is so good. It took me 3 days total to read it, and if I honestly wasn't busy, it would have taken me a day. Such a good book. This book follows the story and the life of a girl named Danny in Hell's Kitchen, New York City, which is the borough name. I'm sure you guys know that New York City is separated by boroughs. It's important if you're gonna read this book, or if you decided to read this book with me. Danny is a young girl. She really loves routine, and throughout the book you're gonna see that. She is a corporate lawyer, so she focuses on building contracts for corporations that are planning to expand maybe into other states, maybe globally, or even buying a new business and building it into their already big conglomerate. One of the big ones that she does do in the book is like a Whole Foods as example, to show you what level she is at. She has known what she wanted to be her whole life. She sees the world in numbers. So her best friend, on the other hand, let me see what her name was. I wrote down my notes, but my laptop is dead. Danny lives her life more through statistics and truth, which is why she's a corporate lawyer at a big corporate firm, which she has done the research. She knows exactly what she needs to do to get that job. She is very calculated, not in a manipulative way, but calculated in the sense of she doesn't believe that anything will work if it doesn't have statistically proven higher percentage than 50% of working. Her best friend though, Bella, on the other hand, she is living life to the fullest. She owns an art gallery. She's traveling the world all the time. Bella's very just up and at 'em. She has her heart on her sleeve and falls in love very easily, which is why she tends to not stay in a relationship for very long, which Danny believes is because of her thinking that there is more to life than facts and things that work. David is very much so like Danny. He is a accountant, and he also kind of believes in those numbers. Danny believes that you should be engaged after being 2 years into a relationship or at the age of 28. So her and David have things planned out. When Danny has her interview for this high corporate lawyer position at one of the biggest firms in the world, located in New York City, it also falls on the 2-year anniversary of her and David, which means she already knew waking up that morning that he was going to propose, which he did. This is when the story gets a little bit weird. After David proposes at this nice restaurant, Danny and him go home and they just hang out like it's an average day. It's normal. It's not the super exciting thing for them, I think, because they both knew it was gonna happen. Danny falls asleep on the couch and she wakes up 5 years in the future. She wakes up in this apartment. She has no idea where she is, and there's this random guy in the apartment that she learns is named Aaron. This apartment is out of Hell's Kitchen and is in Dumbo, where she can see the Manhattan skyline through every single window. She's confused on where it is. There's art on the wall that she's never seen before. She ends up, how do I say this? Hooking up with the guy. Aaron is the guy. and that changes her life completely. She goes to bed in there in 5 years in the future and wakes up again back in her current life with David. This dream felt so real to her that it prolonged her marriage 5 years, or prolonged her engagement 5 years, I should say. So a lot of stuff happens in between that. It's up to you to read the book if you want to know. I don't want to spoil too much. But something that I found extremely interesting in this book is the same thing I find interesting in all the books that I read, is Danny's character development. So in the beginning of the book, Danny speaks pretty much in numbers, in facts, and most of the book in the beginning is her at work. She's so focused on work. As the book goes on, you notice that work kind of disappears for Danny. And yes, she's still going to work, but you don't hear about work as much. So her mindset kind of switches more into the Bella mindset. I believe the reason for this and the big pivoting point of this is because Bella falls to illness and gets really sick, and this makes Danny have to really think that even though the numbers are not in their favor, that Bella can win this and that Bella is strong enough to overcome the illness, even though statistically proven there was more of a chance that she wouldn't survive that illness. I think that teaches Danny that she needs to depend sometimes on things that don't necessarily seem like they are correct or that they are going to fit, and kind of just go with the flow of life and fall in love with life again. This book made me cry at the end, physical tears. It was so emotional. I read the book, put the book down for a few days because I didn't want the book to end. I was nervous for the book to end because as long as I didn't finish the book, nothing happened, right? It's such a good book. I could not recommend it more. Honestly, it's probably my favorite book of all time. I loved last month's book by Rebecca Serrell as well, which was One Italian Summer. I absolutely adore this book, which I think you will too if you give it the chance. I think Rebecca Serrell is slowly becoming my favorite author. I genuinely really love this book. I fell in love with Danny, I fell in love with Bella. You feel bad for David, you fall in love with Aaron, you feel bad for Danny, you kind of hate Danny, then you fall back in love with Danny again. This book is an emotional roller coaster, and I could not recommend it more. There are many times in this book that you will probably at least get teary-eyed, if not cry. At the end, I bawled my eyes out. This book has a French ending, and I would like a second book answering what happens after the book ends. I think the point is that life keeps going on, and you kind of have to figure things out even when bad things happen or your mindset changes and people come and go in your life, but life keeps going. I think that is what this book teaches, and I absolutely loved it. I loved every second of it. 10 out of 10 read. You have to read it. I'm not giving you a choice. So everyone that is watching this video right now, you have to read this book. That is my homework for you. Let's talk about what we're gonna read next month. September's book of the month is going to be If He Had Been With Me, which is a little bit bigger than In 5 Years, 89 chapters. So it's about double the size of 5 years' time. It's a good book though, that really doesn't matter how long it might take. I'm excited to read this one. I actually got this book at the beginning of the year in like my big year book order, so it's been sitting on my shelf for a little bit longer than I would like to admit, but I'm gonna read this book probably start a little bit early. I'm excited to find out what it's about. If you would like to order this book and read it with me, I will have it in my link tree, as well as in 5 years I will have in my link tree as well, so you can order that if you still wanted to read it, which you have to, because I told you had to. It's your homework. I think that is all I have for you this week. Don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe for more content in the future. And comment down below a book that made you emotional that you've read. Other than that, I will see you next week with another video. Bye!